Our guest is Hillary Allen, who's a stud who's got quite the resume on her. Just finished second in the 20K race at the GoPro Games in Vail. She was the run leader and guest speaker at the Outside Festival in Denver recently, and the overall champion of the Big Cat Double at the Tiger Claw event, a 2,500-foot vertical ascent race that was followed the next day by a 50K race. Hillary Allen, SkyRunner, ultra runner, author, speaker, coach, and science scholar.
Hillary, good morning. Thanks for coming online with us. How are you doing?
I'm so good. I'm very happy to be here. And what an introduction.
What an introduction. Hillary and I unplanned, unknowingly matched our shirts today. So great minds think alike. Hillary, we were so lucky to have you as our guest speaker at our 51st awards banquet in March. And I just feel so lucky to know you. I met you, we hit it off, we have similar personalities, and I love the connection that you played tennis at Coe College. So here you are, you're an ultra runner, you run these crazy races, you have quite the story. And you know, I grew up in Iowa, and we found out that you played tennis 60 miles from where I grew up. How did you land into the world of sky racing from tennis? Can you share that with us?
Yeah, well, I think there's something in the water here in Colorado. I was born and raised in Fort Collins, Colorado. Ironically, I went to a small college in Iowa because I wanted that small college feel. And I played every sport that there was. I was a very outdoor academic family. I grew up camping in the mountains, and but I'm also a scientist. So I have a master's degree in neuroscience and physiology. That was always my number one priority. But then after undergrad and college and playing collegiate tennis, I moved back home and I went to grad school, and I noticed I didn't have quite as much time or money to play tennis. And so I went to running, which is kind of just something I've always done. And I think I've really enjoyed just hard work, and I really loved that with running, you can work hard and see the results. And then it was by complete accident that I got into skyrunning. I was training for my first marathon, was coached by this Colorado legend herself, Janie Day. She had the record on the Pikes Peak ascent, and she happened to lead this run group that met a half a mile from my house at 5:30 in the morning on, 3 days a week. And that was my jump into it. And I'm the kind of person that get excited about something, I like it, I go all in. And going all in involved me joining these trail races that I really liked. They're very steep, and ended up winning the US Skyrunning Series the first year that I ran it. And then the rest is kind of history.
So at the end of your first year of racing, after winning, you're number one, you get this nickname, Hillygoat,
Yeah.
because you climb these mountains quickly and efficiently. Something horrific happened. You were near the Arctic Circle, correct? In
Yeah.
Norway, and you fell 150 feet off of a ridgeline,
Mm-hmm.
and were told that you would never, ever run again,
Mm-hmm.
which led to you authoring a book and public speaking and sharing your story. Can you just speak a little bit, Hillary, in regard to the what sport teaches you in life and how you came back from that?
Okay, there's a lot there, but honestly, you've summed it up perfectly, because yes, I mean, I think especially as, women and girls, we're told that we have to fit a certain mold, or, you only have this number of years to be a professional athlete before, you have kids, or and then this kind of is separate. Now you're done with this chapter of your life and you kind of move on. But I've always been someone who doesn't really pay attention to the norm, and that's why I was drawn to trail running, because it was something that I could be just myself. I could be gritty, I could be angry, I could be ugly, I could just try as hard as I can, like drool coming out of my mouth, like breathing hard. And like it felt so satisfying, not for anyone else, but just for myself, like knowing that I reached the top of this climb and gave everything that I could. And when I had this fall, I couldn't give that up. That it was part of me. It's literally how I felt like I expressed myself. And I didn't have to be, I mean, coming from someone who played tennis, I didn't have to be in this pretty little package that was in a skirt and, could like play this part. like, sure, I can be feminine, but I also have this other side of me that's very, that's just raw. And
Yeah.
I couldn't give up that part of me. And I think that's what sport teaches young girls, that they don't necessarily have to fit a mold. And so basically, that's what encouraged me to, when those doctors told me I couldn't run again after this big accident, it encouraged me to say, well, why not? Why not me? I want to try. I want to see if I actually can. And so, um, literally through this whole endeavor, I mean, now I've been, running professionally for 12 years. I've had the majority of my career post accident, post fall, post horrendous injury, post, I've had 7 surgeries in the past 8 years, and I've had to relearn how to walk and run 5 separate occasions. And every time I've learned so much about myself, and it's encouraged me to not only share that through, a book I wrote. I'm also a coach, speaking at events like the Sportswomen of Colorado Awards Banquet, honoring all these women of all different ages in sports, no matter what they're doing, but to encourage them that they're stronger than they think they are, and that these setbacks actually can teach you something about yourself. And sport is the perfect medium to express that.
Keep in mind, coming up next as we track Hillary Allen, the Hillygoat. Next up for her is the Broken Arrow Triple Crown in California. She's got TrailCon in the Tahoe area. Coming up in July, the Restonica 100-kilometer trail race on the island in Corsica, France, among other activities. And she is an author. Out and Back is her book. It's available online and in your local bookstores if you want to check out that publication.